Hi guys, Labour's Jim McMahon was back attacking the Tories' literally toxic policy of allowing companies to pump raw sewage into English waterways. Jim pointed out that under the current hands-off approach, water companies will be permitted to get away with this until around 2050. He also mentioned a media report on how there are 800 discharges of sewage per day. Now this has resorted to people not being able to swim or engage in sports in the sea, and it's believed that it has resulted in massive ecological damage around the discharge. The Tory minister responded by trying to call him a liar and was thankfully reined in by the Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Tory sewage scandal is a national disgrace. The waters that run through our communities, the seas that millions look out to for quality of life and livelihoods, have been turned into an open sewer. The Tory plan means that discharges will continue to 2050, 27 years, and even then there's no delivery plan. We don't know which communities will benefit first and which could be waiting for decades, whereas our plan will see systematic dumping ended by 2030. Now, over the weekend, Mr. Speaker, the Times reported new data showing 800 discharges every day. Can I ask the Secretary of State, is she familiar with those figures? And if so, given the Environment Agency have said they're going to publish by midday tomorrow, will she make a statement to the House before it rises for Easter today?
Minister.
He could have done if he'd waited till...
I will honestly say, Mr. Speaker, that a lot of the... I'm not sure they are facts. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. A lot of what we're hearing is actually disingenuous in terms of misleading the public. The plan, as I've just...
Order. Yeah. We've got to think about what we're saying. I'm sure the Minister would love to withdraw it.
That, Mr. Speaker.
Finally, we have Lindsay Hoyle stand up to the Tories. Well done.
We do have to be careful what we say to the public, and I have pointed out, Mr. Speaker, that the so-say plan that the Labour Party have put forward is thoroughly unworkable in terms of the cost it would put onto the public, the time it would take, and the pipes that would be required in digging up the entire nation.
Now, the problem here is, I don't believe the Labour plan will actually really do enough, would not be sufficient. But what is the core problem here? The core problem is that water has been privatised and that the regulations in place to deal with that consequence are not stringent enough. So, for example, if you go to Scotland, Scottish Water is under public ownership and you don't have these problems. Now, of course, the population of Scotland is smaller than England. But if you go around Europe, where water is privatised, you don't have these problems either because of regulations. The Tories have taken away the regulation, have taken away punishment for these companies. And in some cases, there were fines. The fines seem to have disappeared. But what needs to happen is these people, the company CEO or the executives within these companies, have to be dragged before a court. They have to go to prison for doing this. Now, why are the companies allowing this to happen, or why are they doing this? Because they're saying, well, the infrastructure is Victorian. The infrastructure is not able to deal with the amounts of sewage that we're handling, so we let it go into the sea or into waterways. Why haven't they invested? These private companies, why haven't they invested in upgrading the infrastructure? Because they don't have to. It's much cheaper just to let it overflow into the sea or into waterways. Are they getting punished? Of course not, because their friends are the Conservative Party. I don't know if donations have taken place here, but what's happening is the companies are not investing. They're instead handing over profits to their shareholders, allowing sewage to overflow into rivers and lakes, and not getting punished over it. And last year, the Conservatives brought in a bill to allow them to continue to do that. Now, they haven't made it legal, but they've taken away the disincentive. And this is going to go on unless it's changed, it's going to go on until 2050. Now, the solution, of course, is to nationalise the water companies. Because the legislation isn't enough. The better solution is to copy what happened in Scotland and nationalise the waterways, the water companies. And then whatever money is made, it's reinvested in infrastructure. The infrastructure is not up to scratch. It needs to be replaced and upgraded. But you need to do that for the sake of the nation. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.